Welcome to Nightly Scroll. I'm Hayley Caronia. I am joined by my friend Adrienne Gray. She is a pop culture and political commentator who lives here in DC, so I had to get her on the show, of course. Quick reminder, if you are watching on Rumble, welcome. You've made the right choice. If you want to watch on Rumble, that is the only place you can watch Nightly Scroll in full. You might be watching a little clip on X or Facebook, but you got to come over to rumble.com/Hayley to watch the show in full. That will bring you to the Bongino Report channel. Make sure you're subscribed everywhere. Of course, if you can't catch us live at 6 p.m. Eastern time, you can grab us at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your shows. And I am grateful. Tell a friend. Now, without further ado, Adrienne Gray joins Nightly Scroll, and I'm so excited because we met, was it on Real America's Voice? Mm-hmm. We did a hit maybe on Joe Bob's show or someone's show, and we were on the same panel, and I thought, I would like to be friends with her. So here we are. I'm in DC. She was the first call I made. I said, I have to get her on Nightly Scroll. And Adrienne is a pop culture aficionado, I would say. So we're going to go into all of the pop culture stories of the last few weeks, right? So first up is Elon Musk. Elon Musk put out a tweet the other day saying, cancel Netflix, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to cancel Netflix. It's bad for your children. There's transgender ideology. And I want to ask you, first of all, is Elon Musk the ultimate influencer? I'm pretty sure Netflix lost millions of dollars. Their stock is down, I think, 9 points. This was earlier in the week. He is the ultimate influencer. But what does this say that someone like Elon Musk, with the platform that he has, says, cancel Netflix, and people say, bet?
I love this also for two reasons. One, he's the ultimate influencer, yes, on X, but he's also back. Dark MAGA is back. And whether people want to hear that, appreciate that, welcome it in, he's back. And, they had their coming together at Charlie Kirk's memorial service.
Yes.
I've always been a fierce defender of Elon. I think he was great to get us over the line and win the election. So he's fired up. He's back. Look, we are the party of forgiveness when it comes to Christ and redemption. So he's all the way back. And so he does have this big swing still in the movement. And so when he came out, now that he's all fired up, they're going to listen. And I will say, he has a son who he claims, is dead to him because of the woke mind virus, who transitioned as a child. And you've seen him all over Teen Vogue and everything else. So, that's a hot button item for Elon.
This was it was a boy transition to a girl, right?
Yes.
And she goes by Vivian, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. So I didn't know if she was a girl turning into I never know.
Yes.
This is why I always joke on my show about the people who are transitioning.
Yeah.
I know that they're in a transition.
Yes.
I don't know which way they're going or which way they're coming.
Absolutely.
I know that you're somewhere in the middle because you don't look normal. But
100%.
Okay, so he is now pretending to be a woman. Okay.
Yeah. So this is a very hot button item for him. So I think that's why you've also seen him take a lot of allegiance online and really get people together. Also, and I'm a fan. I know there's alternatives like Angel TV and some other things, but I see him starting XTV. He took the free speech platform and ran with it and created X and really took off with that.
Absolutely.
I see him creating XTV, and I'm a fan of that. I think it would be awesome. I think we have to find a balance culturally to have the movies we enjoy, the entertainment piece, but then also not have to always be weeding through everything for our kids. They indoctrinate it. We know that Obama and Michelle are, sitting on the board of Netflix.
Right.
They have influence in a lot of these shows. And I think that's where the issue always lies. And that's the balance that we always have to keep with pop culture.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to ask you too, because you're a mom and you have 2 young boys, right?
Yeah.
And how do you, I know you're Catholic, right?
Yeah.
So are they in Catholic school?
Yes.
Okay. So, one day I hope to get married and have children. And I'm always so nervous about what it is going to be like bringing up children and sending them to school. Do you homeschool? Do you send a private school, Christian school, Catholic school? What is the best option? And then when it comes to Netflix and other content for children, how do you protect your kids from the woke mind virus?
It's a very interesting and tough chapter of life. So I have 2 boys, 6 and 8. So, I've seen it kind of all with the beginning of the indoctrination. So I'm from Fairfax County, Virginia, and you see that place on the news 24/7 because of the school and the decisions they make and all that. So
Is this Loudoun County?
Fairfax County and Loudoun County. They're cousins.
Okay.
Okay. They're cousins.
I say that because I'm not familiar with the area, but I always hear about Loudoun County, Virginia.
Loudoun County and Fairfax County are known to make national news because of, the school and the curriculums. But what I will say is I knew from the get, like, these kids were never entering public school. We were going to do whatever we needed to do, sacrifice financially to get them into private school. So we knew that going into it. I will say, like, I kept both of my boys home. So seasons of life, right? So I was a stay-at-home mom for 6 years, 7 years. So had career, stay-at-home mom, always had side businesses, now back in the career mode because they're in school full time.
Right.
But I will say that, for me, I kept them home till they were 6. We held them back so they would just, with boys, it's always good. We picked our schools carefully because even some of the private schools, even some of the Catholic schools, I mean, we talk about this all the time in Catholicism, blessing the rock and everything.
Right.
We've got to also always be careful. We found a great school, great communication that we can trust, which is so important. And they'll be in that until they go to the next school. But it's really tough because I have a lot of friends that can't afford private school and they feel guilty that they can't stay at home full time because they need that other paycheck.
Right.
So it's a tough balance and there's a lot of judgment, but all you can do is your best. And even if your kids are in public school, listen, it starts at home. The values you instill, the routines that you make, taking them to church, doing this, that all starts at home. And we ended up all right. So I know we're battling more.
You know what? I went to public school until high school. Then I went to Catholic school. Then I went to Catholic college.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm more Catholic than my parents, or more religious than my parents even were. They got divorced and they kind of stopped going to church, and I kept going because I went to high school. I loved it, went to college, continued that. And I thought, this is something that I want to do for the rest of my life. I'm going to go to church every Sunday. And I hope to meet someone who will also go to church with me every Sunday so that we can raise our kids in that. I think it's important, especially when you see nowadays, kids are going insane. They are on social media. They're getting indoctrinated in school, also on social media. It's just a very scary place to be in. So I think leaning on faith is a good thing. But I want to ask you, do you watch any reality television? What are you watching right now?
It's interesting because I used to love reality TV and I'll still pay attention to certain shows here and there. But I got to tell you, I'm in the rewatching mode.
Okay.
Suits, Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Like, it's interesting I'm very knee deep into documentaries right now. So I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break from reality TV. I felt a little bit of fatigue from the shows because we've got a lot of, political headlines happening with them.
Absolutely. So people who watch my show know that I don't really watch anything. I scroll on my phone now. That's my screen of choice, which is definitely a problem. I would say it's a full-blown addiction at this point, but I did create a career out of scrolling on my phone. So I'm better than all of you who just do it for fun. But no, just joking. But I don't watch a lot of movies, and we always joke that I haven't seen things. And I used to watch a lot more TV. I used to watch the Bachelor franchise. This was more so in college. It was the Hannah Brown seasons, the JoJo seasons that I was really getting into. All the girls would sit on the couch. We'd get our wine together. This was like our kumbaya moment. And I just fell off the Bachelor train, the Bachelor Nation train, especially after they canceled Chris Harrison. For whatever reason, I don't even remember at this point, but it was a total loss for the Bachelor Nation community. And they kind of revived the brand with the Golden Bachelor, where it's not just 20-somethings who want to be an influencer and sell Sugar Bear hair gummies and whatever Bang energy drinks or whatever the hell they're all selling now. But they come in and it's more so about finding love later in life. So the Golden Bachelor, the Golden Bachelorette, these are people in their 60s, 70s trying to find love again. They either lost their spouse or whatever, and they're trying to date again. So during the Golden Bachelor, they aired a ad for Zohran Mamdani for mayor of New York City. I need you all to just watch this ad. Red roses.
You deserve better. You deserve to be able to raise your family here.
Wow.
To be safe. To travel where you need to, free of cost and worry. You deserve someone who works as hard as you do, who thinks about you every second of the day. That's the kind of mayor I promise to be. New York, will you accept this rose?
Paid for by Zoran for NYC.
For an affordable New York, which is funny because a lot of the things that he's pushing are definitely taxpayer funded. A lot of these freebies, they want government funded grocery stores. They want to get rid of the cops. So when he's saying, will you accept this rose, New York, for a safer, more affordable New York? Do you buy that? Would you accept that rose?
Listen, I'm not accepting that rose because it's full of thorns. Okay?
Yes.
It's full of thorns. It's going to make you bleed out. I mean, New York is not going to win here. I mean, first of all, I longtime Bachelor fan too. I have a lot of friends that were in the franchise on the show.
Really?
Yes. And then, it started to make a change, like you said, with Chris Harrison and everything like that. And I stopped watching it. I think my favorite season ever was with Ben Higgins. I mean,
yes.
Wholesome. Okay.
Yeah.
And, so I definitely have tuned out that show. I think they've tried to save it multiple times. But again, so I like the idea of the Golden Bachelor. I think it's very sweet and very kind. And to throw this in there, it also feels like very off base. This can't be something that anybody who's watching the show is interested in seeing. I can't believe he got in there. I can't believe he nuzzled his way in there. It's ridiculous. He's coming out with a lot of stupid commercials. I don't know if you saw the Mean Girls one as well.
No.
Oh, he did one for October 3rd. Yeah.
What day is it? October 3rd?
Yeah. So he was sitting in the classroom. And I'm like, he's such a try-hard. It's so embarrassing. Also, you're like a millionaire, billionaire, and you're just we're bothered.
This is why you're a millionaire, billionaire, you're a Nepo baby, you grew up with all this money. Okay, so you give all your money away then.
Right, why not?
But it's not even his money, it's his parents' money.
Oh, yeah.
So he can't. Mm-hmm. I think it's guilt.
Yeah.
You know how people talk about white guilt? I think a lot of these leftists who grew up really rich, they have Nepo baby guilt.
Yes.
And now they grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth and now they're going to try to impose leftist beliefs on everyone else when it only worked for you. You have liberal privilege. You have so much money that you can afford to be a liberal and push these nonsense policies. That's really what it is.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And I think it's at the end of the day, just the mindset is different. I don't know if, a lot of these people get bullied for their wealth or get bullied because of it. And people tell them, well, you're not worth anything. And so they feel guilty. So they sort of go into this being like, well, I need to share with everyone and I need to help everyone. And it's like, listen, New York City is going into the toilet bowl. And the fact that we're sitting here and being like, please vote for Cuomo. I mean, look at how.
Come on.
That's the option.
It's Cuomo or Mamdani or Curtis Lewa. I wish New York would wake up and actually put someone in there who cares about making the city safe again.
I know.
I guess people don't care about safety until it gets way too bad, and then we're going to have the 1980s again where it's a bunch of crime and a bunch of drugs and gangs and all this stuff. And then we're going to have someone like Mayor Rudy Giuliani who's going to have to come in and help. And hopefully Curtis Lewa is still there when that time comes. But I don't want to see us hit rock bottom in not just New York, but in all of these major cities. I don't want us to see us hit rock bottom and then it gets fixed. I want to fix it now, but I think it takes sometimes the worst before it gets better.
Well, then you know what they're going to do. As soon as the whole city turns to shit, they're going to fly and move to where you live.
Right.
And they're going to blue the Florida because New Yorkers love going to Miami, right? It's that's one of their, so that's exactly.
As a New Yorker, first of all, as a New Yorker who moved to Florida, let me just say, I vote red. I've always voted red. Don't worry. I'm not going to New York your Florida.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is crazy. So I want to talk to you now about all these celebrities who are coming out saying, these are Latina celebrities like Shakira, who said that people now live in fear because of ICE and these deportations. This is odd to me because I think if you are not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to be afraid of. If you break the law, if you break immigration law, that's when you have something to be afraid of.
Absolutely. And she's probably close to a billionaire. She's got plenty of millions. So it's deep coming from her saying that she's scared for her life and everybody else around her. But, why doesn't she help out anyone? That's the thing with celebrities is why don't they help anyone out? Why don't they open their doors? Why doesn't Selena Gomez say, hey, come stay with us for a little bit? Billionaires, we have billionaires saying, But their actions do nothing. They sit, they make videos, they cry online, but they do nothing when they have actually funds to do it. So,
they want the government to do it.
They rile up the masses and they get everybody. So it's actually crazy. I think, again, to your point, there is a process to coming to the United States. There is a legal process. There is an illegal process. Unfortunately, you broke the law when you came. By the way, what if we wanted to move to another country? There's some countries out there that might be exotic and interesting to live in, but we are not allowed to become citizens there. We are not allowed in. So why is it okay for them to come over here and we're all supposed to be like, yep, we're going to fight for you?
It's a total double standard. But also now we have Bad Bunny as the Super Bowl halftime show performer. Initial thoughts. This is NFLing. Initial thoughts. Roger and his cronies got together and they thought, how can we respond to the Dallas ICE attack to piss everyone off? And they said, oh, I got it. Let's choose Bad Bunny. I mean, this is crazy. Any way you think of it. I like to tell people a little bit about this because Jay-Z is, the entertainment, whatchamacallit. He's the coordinator for the for the halftime show. So he's the consultant in place to help choose. They fumbled the ball with getting Taylor Swift. I know we'll get to that. I know you're not a Swiftie, but she would have been much more of a neutral choice in the situation. Her songs are in English. She's releasing an album. She's married to an NFL player. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. I think there might be some beef between Jay-Z and Taylor Swift. Do you know what's going on there? Well, I'm sure there's beef, but also I think that the NFL just fumbled on the things that she wanted. So I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Okay. But things like that make sense. Now, when you think about like the Super Bowl halftime show, just like as an entertainment perspective, you want somebody who's had multiple albums that people recognize. And I think for a long time, people thought, oh, they're just getting older acts. They're boring, whatever. I mean, me and you probably would have liked those acts. Yes. So they were like, we need to get people that are more interesting. Well, this isn't more interesting. This is actually like picking an artist who has made statements that are anti-Trump, anti-ICE, all of this in a very divisive time where we're seeing domestic terrorism. We're at an all-time high. We're seeing ICE agents attacked. Look at Portland. So this is like an address from the NFL to people making a stance. And I mean, we've seen this go on and on from BLM to male cheerleaders in women's sports, right there on the sidelines, to transgender cheerleaders. I mean, we've been seeing this. It's always one thing after another. I think a little bit of corporate America, they'll do anything when the pendulum is swinging, but this would be swinging in the wrong direction. Right. And, for me, it's like, why can't you just pick somebody that everybody could unite over? But they decided to pick somebody that's controversial, and that feels intentional. When you have the #1 American sport, Hayley, how has the most masculine sport in America and on Earth become the most feminine? Yeah. No, ew. Do you remember when we were going to high school? Okay. Like, it was cool to be on the football team. Like, all the hot guys were playing. It was masculine. We were allowed to do it. Like, I dated multiple football players, and it was like very cool. It was like the thing to do. Now it's like, if you're dating a football player, wow, he's probably like a little bit of a woke loser. He has no spine. He's not masculine. And like, why is that the narrative now? Newsflash, ladies and gentlemen, people look at your jawline. It tells your age. So we are introducing the brand new Genucell neckline lift with dual peptide and MDL technology. It is Genucell's most advanced technology ever. And it can not only help tighten the saggy skin around your neck and chin, but it can help plump the lipophilic layers of your skin to help contour and define the neckline within minutes. Using peptides and metolactones together, it works amazingly quick, and many see results get better every single day. So with Genucell's MDL technology, Genucell's brand new neckline lift specifically targets that delicate skin on the neck area, and it helps you see tight, healthy, younger looking skin. You will see your mirror smile back at you, or 100% of your money back, no questions asked, with the 120-day money back guarantee. Order now and you will see the Genucell immediate effects for noticeable results in just minutes within your order. No double chin, no turkey neck, no sagging neckline, because no one needs to know your age. Genucell.com/scroll, Genucell.com/scroll. Order now and get free priority shipping. Again, that is Genucell.com/scroll, Genucell.com/scroll. No, it's really sick. And, you know, we had all the stop hate in the end zones and racism in the end zones. We have team names being changed and all this stuff. So this is just par for the course. But Bad Bunny has been making statements about ICE. He refused to do concerts in the United States of America because he didn't want his concert goers and fans to be deported. So
Principles are out the door when you land that halftime show.
this doesn't make sense
Yeah.
to me. You
Yeah.
you say I'm not going to perform in America because of this, and then you're going to perform at the most American event ever. That doesn't make sense to me. How much? And you don't even get paid when you do the halftime show. I was just going to ask at what cost, right?
Yeah.
But they pay to perform at the halftime show. So it is an interesting flip. Maybe he feels like this would be a good career move for him. He was the special guest when Shakira and J-Lo did the halftime show at Hard Rock Stadium in 2020. So he was a special guest. Now I guess they're bringing him back. But here is what Bad Bunny had to say about the criticism that all of his songs are in Spanish and they are not in English. Listen to this.
Logro de todo, demostrando que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país nadie nunca la podrá sacar ni borrar. If you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
Oh, so now we have 4 months to learn Spanish in our own country at America's pastime.
Listen, it's very interesting. Listen, and I will preface this by saying nobody is saying that he's not famous or he doesn't have charting songs or he doesn't have a lot of plays. That's not the argument. The argument is why the NFL is pushing like this globalist agenda and trying to basically have everybody else outside of America interested in our sport that is an American-made sport. We started it here in America. That's the issue. So it's not about his popularity. It's about like when he gets in there and we have the standard football fans, which I know are changing. There is a spectrum of who is attending these games. That fan is not relating to this.
No, I also don't think that Bad Bunny fans are going to spend Super Bowl ticket money to see him. It's not like it's a concert.
No.
This is going to be NFL fans, sporting fans. Like they're not going for the Super Bowl halftime show. I like watching the Super Bowl, not so much because I'm a football fan, because I like the halftime show. I want to watch for the commercials, and the commercials stink now. But
Those are full of propaganda.
this is no one I don't think is buying Super Bowl tickets for the halftime show. So I don't even think that any of this really makes sense. But Kristi Noem, DHS secretary, says we're going to enforce the law. She's basically saying it is up to DHS to make sure that the venue is safe, and ICE is going to be all over the place, she says. And she also says we're going to enforce the law, so I think people should not be coming to the Super Bowl unless they are law-abiding Americans who love this country. And I tend to agree. Again, you don't need to live in fear if you're not doing anything wrong.
Absolutely. I don't think a lot of these people are going to be going to, I mean, I don't want to say, but I'm 36 years old. I've never been to a Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, so I just think like, what are the people that are going to the Super Bowl? You know, they have a certain income level that they're spending. And so I don't think it's his fans. I don't think it's, you know, his club goers whatsoever. It's interesting. Again, I think at the end of the day, there were so many choices, Hayley.
Yeah.
We have, and even new emerging artists like Alex Warren. I mean, he's power pop. He's got a worship sound. But when you talk about numbers and you talk about Billboard and you talk about highest rated songs and you talk about awards coming out, #1, you have so many options.
Yes.
And even you could choose people that are sort of a throwback, that have multiple albums that are still relevant.
You need an expansive discography to have enough to go off of, right?
This is a stance.
This isn't going to be a sing-along show. People clearly, I'm sure a lot of Americans do speak Spanish and would understand him, but the majority of Americans don't speak Spanish.
I want to say, you know what? Maybe it's not going to be political in the way we think. Maybe we're going to get surprised by it. Maybe it's going to be politically neutral. But look at Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
Was that politically neutral?
No.
No. No,
It's
and
just-
he was
yeah.
the year before. So
This
I
is
feel
the
like
way
it's
that
only
we're
gonna
going.
step up even worse.
Have you been keeping up with the beef between J.K. Rowling and Emma Watson? So Emma Watson was on the Jay Shetty podcast. I forget what it's called. On Purpose, I think it's called.
yeah.
And she has routinely made comments about J.K. Rowling. And J.K. Rowling has kind of taken a step back. And she put out an X post saying, you know what? I'm going to stand up for myself for the first time. Emma Watson is asked about, well, how do you feel about J.K. Rowling's stance on trans individuals and her being so political? And J.K. Rowling's really not political. The only stance that she really she takes a hard line on is women being effed over by men who think that they're women. And that is wrong, point blank, period. That if you're going to stand down 10 toes down on something, make it be that, right? That men are men and women are women. And it's so interesting that, you know, Emma Watson's like, I have respect for her. I love her. She's like a mother to me, but I don't agree on this. J.K. Rowling puts out an X post saying, I don't know why these 14-year-olds that I worked with in this movie, however many decades ago now, feel like they need to be de facto spokespeople for the characters that I created. They come out and they have to either defend or not defend things that I've said. And she's like, it's odd because I don't ask my boss from 12 years ago to defend things that I have said or vice versa. It just doesn't make sense. What's your take on all of this?
So this is crazy. Also, like as a millennial growing up, like J.K.
Harry
Rowling coming
Potter.
out being like MAGA coded is iconic for me. Like I absolutely love that. I could also see, you know, this is a non-issue. This should be a non-controversial issue for females for males in female sports. And for, like, this is crazy. I always call it like the war on hot women, right? I'm like gonna be standing up for the hot cheerleaders because they're losing their positions on the field. And it's crazy. It's like actually crazy. Like where are the feminists, right? But no. So to be a hot girl in America right now is a really trying time. Anyway.
First of all, the war on straight white men was the first. Now they're coming
yes.
for hot girls.
Yes. And I'm like, I'm not about it. I will be a fierce defender. I will get canceled over it. So anyway, but this is crazy too. I understand her frustration. Imagine like writing these stories and creating these characters that are so viral at the time, and you know, then it's just left up to the actors to play out everything that she had envisioned for them. And I think it's kind of crazy. I think this goes again back to Hollywood and actors and actresses, and they're going to speak to their own. And it's very clear. We've had a couple people that are, you know, mixing it up and coming out, you know, towards our side, but they're going to talk to their own people and they're going to stay in their own bubble and they're going to speak their same language. And that's exactly what we're seeing. But I think it's crazy too, because so many of these actors are so ingrained with some of these films that made them famous, gave them the platform, and they just continue to, you know, mooch off of it.
And also, how dare you disrespect J.K. Rowling, who made you
you.
who you are?
Literally made you.
And you could just be respectful and say, I disagree with her. And honestly, what Emma Watson says was respectable. She said, and respectful. She said, you know, we disagree on this, but I love her and all that stuff. Really all you can ask for in that conversation. But we have to get into the Taylor Swift of it all, because she came out with the Life of a Showgirl album. As a Taylor Swift hater, I had to bring in a Taylor Swift lover so we can get both sides of the story here. So I don't like Taylor Swift because I don't think that, you know, Swifties say that she's a lyrical genius. I'm sure she has some songs that are good. She has some songs that are catchy. I will give her that. But then, you know, the people who are fighting for her saying she's a lyrical genius, then they don't talk about the songs that are Karma is a cat on my lap who purrs because it loves me. Is this the lyrical genius? I'm not seeing it. Now some more Swifties are coming out after this new album and saying like, this album sounds like what Taylor Swift critics think Taylor Swift sounds like. Yes. I would say this is what Taylor Swift sounds like, which is why we didn't like it. What's your take on the album?
It's been a long road being a Taylor Swift fan. I've been through it all. I will say, because I'm a normal person, I'm not like calculating her every move in the basement, like with an FBI like strings
on
like,
the wall.
Yeah, this is an Easter egg. Like I'm just actually a normal person, and unfortunately, she's racked up like very not normal people in her fan base. It's quite interesting. So she's had a lot of studio albums and they've all had different vibes, and she's gotten flack for every album she's written. So she was pop and they said, this is pop, this is stupid. So then she goes and writes like more poetic things and folklore and everything. And then people are like, oh, this is too wordy. We want to do pop. And so I think Taylor Swift is a country artist who wanted to go pop. And she was manufactured by the music industry and her crowd and her fans to come out with all these different things. I think it's great that she's tried all different sounds. You know, her politics have gone like this over the years.
This is what I want to ask you. Some people think that Taylor Swift is MAGA. Some people think that Travis Kelce is MAGA. To me, if you are Taylor Swift and you make posts about Senator Marsha Blackburn being horrible, don't vote for her, that to me is not giving MAGA.
Right.
To me, if you are truly a conservative and truly a Republican, you would just shut up if you don't agree. But she comes out and she makes these political stances. She comes out and makes endorsements. She endorsed Kamala Harris. To me, that's not giving MAGA. I've never met a MAGA person who's posted, you know, childless cat lady here voting for Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Also, Travis Kelce. People say he's MAGA coded. Pfizer, Bud Light.
Yeah.
You can't tell me, unless they are complete sellouts and they'll do anything for money. I could see that, but I also can't see them being MAGA.
100%. So I think, if you want to get into it, I think she started her music career as a female in music, an attractive young girl. And I think there were things in the industry that affected her, that changed her stance. I think she went sort of in the feminist route. She started, you know, she's in the arts. So she's going to have backup dancers and she's going to have this. And culturally, she aligned herself with the left. She had political statement. She did all of this. What I believe, and what I believe multiple people believe out there that are normal, is that there's an arc. And a lot of times with females, there's an arc. You know, you may have a bad breakup and you're like, F men. I don't believe in marriage. I'm going to get cats. Like, I'm going to be alone forever. And I don't need anyone. I'm going to get a really good job. And then a hot guy walks by, looks at them, talks to them. They fall in love. And they're like, oh my God, I want to have 100 of your kids. Wow, this.
And they give it up immediately. Like they drop the career like a hot potato.
Life is a journey, especially for women. And the experiences that they have relationship wise will change them. And I believe a lot of women that, you know, have their hard stances on the left, just haven't met the right guy. And they haven't had that relationship that makes them think about kids, that makes them think about marriage, that makes them want. And by the way, most women, until they're raising kids, aren't really thinking about the impact on children culturally.
Right.
So I believe she is in a phase of life that is trad wife coded, that is MAGA coded. Again, she's not going to come out and make any political statements, but this album was written for millennial conservative women who I believe she began her career as for us. She does New Heights podcast. She talks about baking sourdough bread.
Right.
Okay. So it's very
liberals
clear.
are not doing that.
No, liberals are not.
I want to read a lyric.
Yes.
I just want you, have a couple kids, got the whole block looking like you. We tell the world to leave us the F alone, and they do. Wow, got me dreaming about a driveway with a basketball hoop. She is going to be a mom. She's teased this. She wants to be a mom. She's having Travis Kelce's kids. She wants the whole block looking like him. I have heard that when you become a mother, you become red-pilled beyond belief, which is scary for me because that means I don't know what's going to happen to me.
Oh, you're going to go all the way. You're going to be like the Boston Tea Party. The thing is like that lyric is hot. And for a lot, people want to be like, oh, the right is so boring. And they just like sit there. No, actually, if you want a loving, hot relationship, meet a man like that is going to rock your world, have 1 million kids with him that you can't afford, and figure life out together. That's hot. So I'm sick of it. Again, this is me back to like defending the hotness of the right. I have to. Someone has to.
Someone has to do it.
So she has a lot of lyrics that are speaking to this. To this theme, to these motifs. And I will say about this record, the people that are like, oh, it's not poetic. This is the Shakespeare of our generation. It's a pop record. By the way, pop music is simple. Max Martin is the producer on this record. This is pop music, by the way, is very dumbed down. It
Yes.
is not a complicated singer-songwriter, Teddy. It's not. So the record is made, again, it's MAGA millennial coded.
Yeah,
Period.
people are saying that there are a lot of nods to songs for millennials, like
Yeah.
Weezer, and there's some Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
People
Jordan
are saying,
Farms. You know,
yeah.
she said in a podcast that, because she's doing a podcast tour, she said this is the album that she always wanted to create. And she did not, she didn't stutter. So that means what she is saying in this album, she means with her entire chest. Take with it what you will.
Right. All right. Another celebrity breakup that we have to talk about is Keith Urban and what's her face? Nicole Kidman. Sorry. And, you know, as someone who I lived in Nashville and I would go to church and Keith Urban was sitting front row with Nicole Kidman, I would say almost every single Sunday. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to put that out there. They were together every Sunday at church. Now, were they trying to work through something? I don't know. What went wrong? Do we know?
This one took me out. This one really
True
took me
love
out.
doesn't exist.
Listen, I'm prepared for a lot of celebrity breakups, okay? This one took me out. This took the cake. I didn't see it coming. And the crazier thing, I thought, you know what? She really does love him. Being taller than him, setting up her life with him, that's love. You know what I'm saying?
They have two kids.
Two
One of their
kids.
daughters' name is Faith. The other is Sunday.
I mean, if they can't, no. So I also heard, and again, I heard there's something to be said if you get divorced before the 20-year mark, which makes me believe maybe this is something they've been actually thinking about, because to get separated and divorced at 19 years rather than 20, it seems like, I don't know, I'm not a legal expert, but there is a little bit of tea there somewhere. This one's a sad one, but I feel like, you know what, divorces happen, and I feel this being very amicable. I feel like they are going to be co-parenting great.
Right.
But this one hit me.
Yeah, and there were a few headlines about him changing a lyric in a song that I think was about Nicole Kidman, and then he added in a line kind of last minute about his guitarist Maggie, who's like 25. So then people are talking about, you know, is there another woman? Is it her? I actually don't think it's the guitarist because she's in another relationship, but you never know. People cheat. I don't know. Do you think that they're going to move on? And did this have something to do with Nicole Kidman taking on more sexier roles? She was in, I forget what the song is called. The movie's called Babyface or something.
Yeah.
Was she in that? I didn't see it, but
It
obviously.
it could be that.
Shocker, I did not see a movie.
It could be that. I love that we saw that in play in real time. Your lack of movies. You know, it could be that. I think, again, at the end of the day, like, you don't want her to be your ex-wife. Stunning.
I think it would be hard.
But again, I think this is going to be amicable. I think they'll show how to co-parent nicely. But again, it's hard for these celebrities in Hollywood, these musicians, to stay married more than the average American being married, which also we don't have the stats on our side. So that world is just infiltrated with, you know, risks and temptations.
I would
and
not be able to be an
DMs.
actress. If a guy opens the door for me, I'm like, I have a crush on him for the next week. I don't even know his name. I'm like, oh my God, that was so nice. I will like fall for anyone if they're nice. I could not be an actress, like kissing someone, pretend having sex with someone,
No.
hugging them, pretending to be in love. Like, how can you do that? and not
No,
fall for them.
I would
I
be-
don't know how they do it.
I would be bad at acting. I would fall in love with every single person, and I would be canceled. And I would be like a Blake Lively. It wouldn't be good. It's not for me.
It's
the
not for
industry
you.
is not for me.
This is why you comment on politics and
Yes.
pop culture, but you're not an actress. Okay.
Yes.
I want to ask you now, do you like country music?
You know, I hesitate to answer this because this is a trivia thing. Like,
It's not a trivia thing.
I like it. I like it. Yes, I like
I'm
it.
not putting you on the spot.
Okay. Okay.
So you're okay on it.
Oh, I love it.
Are you a fan of Morgan Wallen?
Yes.
The hesitation, yes. Okay, so Morgan Wallen, when I lived in Nashville, that was my beat. Morgan Wallen throwing the chair off of the roof. They would send me this at Hayley, get on the street. Here's your microphone. Like this was my moment, right? Anytime he was in the courthouse, he said, Hayley, you got to go and you got to cover this. it just fell onto my lap. But the Morgan Wallen chair situation was my beat that I didn't ask for. Now, I would ask people on the street, does this change your opinion of Morgan Wallen? No, I love him. Anyway, so this happened maybe last spring, and now we have the video, the dash cam footage of Morgan Wallen after he got arrested in the cop car. He sits in the cop car, and they're playing a Morgan Wallen song. It's just
Can't make it up.
serendipitous. Watch this.
Oh, this is me and Thomas Rhett. Turn it up. That's me and TR. Hey, man. That's me right there. Come on now, me and TR. Really? TR is one of the best. He's one of the best dudes in the world. He would definitely not be getting arrested.
TR definitely wouldn't be getting arrested like Morgan Wallen did. But how funny is that? First of all, I couldn't imagine being famous, hearing your song on the radio for the first time. I'm sure that wasn't the first time, but the first time in the cop car, you're arresting the country music artist. They're playing his songs up front. What are the odds?
Listen, I'm a happily married woman. I'm so in love with my husband. I'm so happy. But listen, Morgan Wallen is appealing to a lot of women. And, you know,
he's looking really good now.
Looking really good. He's always been looking good. He's looking really good. He's a lot of people don't know this, but he's been out in the world for a while. And then all of a sudden, he just became the hottest thing on earth. I will say, like, look, you know, I don't condone getting in trouble with the cops. Obviously, I'm a rule follower. I am quite the square, okay? But, you know, there's something a little bit edgy about it. You know, there's something a little bit edgy, something a little bit manly about it. I hate to say it.
Listen, he threw a chair off of a roof. It could have been deadly, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. And
it could have been bad, but it wasn't. So we're going to give him a pass.
Yes. I think there's like, again, I think there's like other beef that I have in the world right now. I wish he would have sat back a little bit more in that chair so I could actually see him. I don't know. Is he too tall for the back of the seat, or that's how they put him in
I don't know.
there?
I think he was just drunk and leaning over probably.
Well, I think, look, at the end of the day, the thing is, we could see that he was drunk. Now, if he just threw a chair and he was dead sober, I'd say he's weird and probably not interested.
And maybe violent.
And maybe violent and aggressive and weird. But in fact, he was drunk. He was having a good time. The fact is, when this story broke, I let the facts roll in. And I said, is anyone hurt? Is anybody almost hurt? And when those questions were no's, I said, that's my guy still.
Forgiveness. That's my man. I'm a stick beside him.
I collect the felons and the convicts over here on the right.
What do you mean by that?
Our president.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
I mean, listen, plenty of room over here for you.
It's what we do best.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question for you. We're going to get into our betrayal lists because something went viral. It was Kanye West. Apparently, this actually wasn't true, but this went viral. It was a list that Kanye West put out of people who have betrayed him. And do I have it here? Yes. He put out a list. This was an alleged tweet. It's now deleted and it was fake. But these were the people on his betrayal list. Kim Kardashian, his ex-wife. I Show Speed. I don't know who that is. Am I too old for that? Too old for that. Diddy, Ty Dolla $ign, Harriet Tubman. Interesting person to have on the list. Northwest, his own daughter. Pusha, I'm assuming that's Pusha T. Freddie Gibson, Kid Cudi, Curious George. What did Curious George ever do to Kanye West? Don't know. Donald Trump is on the list. Pete Davidson is on the list, who dated his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. Patrick Starr, is this the makeup artist or the starfish from SpongeBob? TBD. We don't know. LeBron James is on the list. King Von is on the list. Don't know who that is. I'm too old for that. Playboy Cardi, James Murray, and Adolf. So these are the people on Kanye's list of people who have betrayed him. Let's get into our lists of betrayals. I'll let you go first.
Okay, I made mine shorter.
Okay,
shorter than not. So, all right, my first is finding an IG song for my post. Listen, I have the hardest time with this. I want to be cool. I want to Instagram is usually known as the silent app TikTok is a loud one, but now everybody uses music. So when I'm going to post, I need to find a song. I can never find the song I want. Nothing ever fits the vibe, and I get very stressed out.
I feel like the songs on Instagram are forced.
They're forced. And like you're telling me that's trending. It's not trending still.
Right.
It's literally not. So I feel very betrayed by the options on Instagram music. And by the way, you want to talk about Taylor Swift? She hasn't even released half of her songs for the IG post. Anyway, I digress. Second, I feel very betrayed by Invisalign. And I want to start off by saying this. I'm an Invisalign, graduate.
Myself included.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go around for a second round. Okay.
This is a great one because I don't know if you can see, but I have very crooked bottom teeth. Can you see how crooked my bottom teeth are? I got braces for the first time when I was in 6th grade, I want to say.
Oh, early.
No, maybe before that. I swear, when I went to the dentist when I was 2 years old for like a ride in the chair and a toy.
Yeah.
They told my mom she's going to need braces big time. My mom said, huh? These are her baby teeth. How do you know that? They were like, your daughter's teeth they're messed up, right? And I did need braces for a long time. So as soon as my teeth were falling out, they were putting braces on them immediately. So I had braces, I think for six years. Then when I got my braces off, they started to move again. And I wasn't the best with my retainer, but I wasn't bad. I was somewhere in the middle. My teeth were moving. Teeth have a mind. It's muscle memory. They have a mind of their own. My teeth want to be crooked. What do you want? What am I supposed to do? I have a bad overbite. They said, you're going to need jaw surgery if you want to fix your overbite. I said, it's fine. I'll just have an overbite. It's fine. So I've had braces forever. I had to get Invisalign in college. And guess what? My teeth are crooked again. So I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Listen, and I'm going to have to go for another round. And here's the issue. As you and I who do media, we're on TV every day.
Your teeth
Don't
are great.
do that to me right now in front of everyone. As someone that's on TV every day or every other day, like when do you want? And by the way, Invisalign now, they put buttons on your teeth. What are you doing? You don't need buttons on the teeth. So listen, if there's any Invisalign guy, I hope my orthodontist isn't. I don't know if he's on Rumble. We'll see.
He won't watch this.
But if you have any options, we got to figure this out. Okay, I have the auto pen on here.
Yes.
I have the year 2020.
We've all been betrayed by the auto pen and the year of 2020.
Correct. Those are two big ones. And I have two more. I have New York City. Listen, as somebody who loves the city, I go there a lot for work. Like, I love the city. I am right now and have been betrayed. Okay.
I agree.
And I know the biggest betrayal is coming. Unfortunately, I'm a realist and I know what's going to happen here. So that's going to be a big one. And my last and final one. My high school. Listen, Hayley, okay? My high school, I went to Catholic high school, and everyone's your friend, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You go out into the world, you start doing things. Everyone's a liberal. I don't understand what's happening. Everyone's a liberal from my high school. I'm like, you guys, are you absolutely kidding me? So I feel betrayed. It's fine. I've spread my wings. I'm 36 years old. I don't need my high school friends anymore, but I feel betrayed. What is happening?
I get that. I feel that. Here are mine. I hate cancel culture so much. I understand that there are some Republican boycotts. Bud Light. I never drank Bud Light because it's disgusting. It's like piss in a bottle. So Andy looks very offended. There are better beers out there. Bud Light Lime, when you can get a nice shandy, a nice something else. I'm not even a beer person.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Listen.
Okay, so cancel culture, I'm out on it.
I'll defend you.
I don't participate in the boycotts. I don't drink Bud Light because it's bad.
Yeah.
But Target, if I need to go to Target, I'm going. Guess what? Netflix, I haven't canceled it. I don't really watch TV, but I'm not canceling it. I'm sorry. I'm just not. So I'm anti-cancel
You're
culture.
not watching it either too much.
I've also been betrayed by folding laundry. It takes 3 to 5 business days for me to get through my laundry.
Same.
I hate doing
Do you ever have
laundry.
to run it again too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, because then you put it in and you forget and then it smells. And then, do this again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hate folding laundry. I have been betrayed by a man who stood me up on a date recently. He just never showed up. He texted me in the morning saying, sorry, I had to drive my dad to the hospital. Whatever. Do we believe him? Chat, do we believe him? I don't. Then a few weeks go by. Unfortunately, Charlie Kirk is assassinated. Guess who slides into my DMs and tries to use that as the reason to slide back in? He said, wow, like crazy news today, huh?
You've got to be. I almost.
The audacity.
This is
That is
crazy.
rude. That is rude. That is disgusting. Someone died. Do not use that as a reason. That's not going to work. That pickup line's never going to work on me, by the
No.
way. So betrayed by him. I have a longer list. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm enjoying this.
All of my exes. I've been betrayed.
Damn it. It's the truth.
How long
It's
do
the
we have?
truth. Yeah.
How long do we have? My Hinge most compatible.
Oh.
They are sending me trolls from under the bridge
No.
saying that we're most compatible. We are
Okay.
definitely
Can
not.
I butt in here?
Yes.
I will say, I met my husband on Hinge. First match. First of all, I was like, who's this like 6'4" blonde person in Washington, D.C.? Clearly you don't live here. Swipe.
Yeah.
So anyway, we fell in love. It was an amazing fairy tale. But I will say, I didn't have this issue because when I had my Hinge prompt, okay, the opening prompt was, if you voted for Joe, it's a no.
Cute.
So I didn't get a singular liberal interested in my profile.
Interesting, because my Bumble profile says, if you are jabbed, let's arm wrestle. May the best woman win.
Why aren't
It
these
hasn't
guys laughing?
worked.
That's good.
It hasn't worked, but anyway. So my Hinge most compatible. Hangovers in your 30s. I've been betrayed by one or two of those.
Yep.
Slow walkers, slow drivers, hate them. We all have somewhere to be. Even the people driving slow and walking slow have somewhere to be.
That's a New
Get
York.
to step in.
That's
You
a
have
New
somewhere to
Yorker in
be.
Florida right there.
Yeah, that's a New Yorker in Florida, and now in DC.
Yeah.
Now, when you are talking or telling a story and you can tell that no one's listening to you, ultimate betrayal. Ultimate betrayal.
It's very hard.
I did that. Oh, I wasn't. Can they hear you guys? You're not mic'd up. Justin said that I do that to him, that he's talking and I was not listening. And I said, you know what? I'm so sorry. I was not paying attention. I was not paying attention. I was distracted by, I don't know what, my phone probably. The dislike button on TikTok being way too close to the more, because I'm trying to read more and then I press the dislike and I feel bad.
Oh, like when you're
I
reading
don't mean it.
comments and you accidentally like thumbs down one.
Right. I didn't mean it. It's just too close. It's a flaw. It's a TikTok
I do it
flaw.
often, and then I reverse it, but I'm like, they got the notification, and now they're gonna
Now they think that I hate them.
This girl's on national news, and she hates my comments.
Right. And then I undo it and I'm like, did they still get the notification? I don't know. TikTok, fix it. Taxes. Hate taxes, betrayed by them every year. Hate them.
Yep.
When people's headlights are those blinding LED blue ones, are you trying to incinerate my retina?
Yeah, we're getting older, and listen, the night vision is real.
It's bad. I hate that. When the outfit you planned in your head looks horrible in real life.
This happens to me a lot too when I'm looking online and I see it on other people, and I'm like, this is about to eat.
When I see it on the model
Put
who's
it on, and it's like,
When I
you
see
can't
it-
leave the house in this.
when I see it on the model who is 6'10",
Yeah.
she's a stick thin. I'm like, wow, this is gonna look gorgeous on me, and then it doesn't.
Yes.
Last one that I have. When you can't get comfortable before bed, the room's too hot, the sheets aren't sheeting, the comforter's not comforting. You can't live like that.
You can't live like that. That's unfortunate. And when you're married, when you're married and you guys like have different bed routines,
Yeah.
that becomes a real life. Make sure to talk about that before you get
This
too
is
deep,
important.
because people sleep with a lot of pillows. The other side doesn't. Many people like a lot of blankets. Other people don't. And the temperature.
Yeah,
That's
this
the
is
whole thing.
important. This is
Yeah.
important. It's got to
Yes.
keep the marriage together. Maybe that's why Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman didn't work out.
Absolutely.
Maybe their bedroom routine just got off after
think
19 years.
I think their bed situation, they weren't on the same page, and that
happens.
You heard it here first.
That happens. Adrienne Gray, thank you so much for joining Nightly Scroll. This is so much fun to yap about all these things that I'm sure everyone in the chat hates. And
Yes.
I'm sure everyone in the chat, I'm dropping my phone now, is going to say, why are we even talking about these? Why are you giving these people the time of day? Well,
Yep.
it's fun, and I had so much fun with you. So thank you so much for being
Thank
here.
you for having me.